What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing out there in fish tank land? Hope you guys are having a good Sunday morning, enjoying your coffee. I've got coffee and I got water to back it up. I hope everybody's doing all right out there. It says that my stream is bad. I don't know. I'm going with it. Let me check out the chat here just a second. I think D jinxed me just a little bit. Like my computer for a second there, but I got this. It's awesome to see everybody in the chat. Just let me know, is the audio working? Can you hear me? Does it sound good? Is the music too loud? Rack from River Life, how are you? It's good to see everybody in here from the very beginning. Kind of flustered. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while. You know, last weekend the power was out for over 8 hours, which was kind of crazy, just a little wild. And you know, it got till late. The sun had gone down and I had set up candles and had the propane stove set up in the kitchen to cook dinner, and the power came back on. So that was my Sunday, last Sunday. So I'm really sorry that I didn't get to do my stream, but I was just dealing with that. And the cool thing though is, you know, living in the Caribbean, like, the last thing I had to worry about was my fish. If anything, they're probably happy. There wasn't any noises. Everything was quiet. Let me check out the chat. I'm totally just hanging out today. I've got nothing really big to talk about except AquaShella. Everybody's already put out their content on AquaShella. I haven't made anything. I've been dealing with stuff here at home, really. I mean, it looks good. This is a nice shot right here, but, you know, been doing a little bit of a deep clean on the house, if you want to call it that, and just working on stuff. So I haven't made a lot of content, and I'm really sorry about that. I got to make some stuff for my Patreons as well. I've kind of been beating myself up lately. But it was really awesome to be at AquaShella, though, hang out with a lot of really cool people. I made a lot of new friends, got to meet a lot of people that, you know, I've been waiting to meet, and hang out with old friends as well. I really relaxed, actually. It was I did film stuff, most definitely. I got the B-roll that I was gonna get, but in the end, it was really the best thing was just hanging out with the community, hanging out with everybody, just getting to mingle and talk nerd fish talk and camera techie talk and all that good stuff. And anyways, it was a good time. I really did have fun. I'm working on my coffee. It's a late start today. I actually turned these lights on early just for this show. My fish tanks usually don't even come on through the week. They don't come on for another hour or so. Let's see, Candy, good to see you here. Sunshine Aquatics, it was really nice to meet you. Science Gal Aquatics, it was nice to meet you as well. This, of course, is the new and improved fish tube t-shirt. Very cool. Oh, Candy, putting out the links. What's up? No, I have been selling some dried botanicals. I've been hustling the dried botanicals. Tiffany White, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Joseph, how are you? Haley, just so you know, all the plants are doing well. I've been having fun. Yeah, and I'm still bummed that I missed out on some of those things, but we're gonna, it's all right. I'm gonna get my hands on some of these plants. I need to get my hands on some more fish tanks. So I'm trying to take it slow, but I definitely have room for a couple, like 2 more racks of tanks, but I'm trying to be responsible and do it slowly. Let's see, in regards to AquaShella, I think really the shrimp contest was really awesome. It's nice to see another really good contest in the United States for Neocaridina shrimp. It was really nice to see that happening. And a friend of mine, Grant Eater, he watches my videos. He says I'm one of his favorite YouTubers. I don't know if he's just being nice, but anyways, but he has a YouTube channel himself. I think it's a Garden of Eater. But Grant Eater, if any of you guys are really into shrimp, he's an award-winning shrimp breeder. I think he had 9 entries in the contest. He won 7 ribbons, and 2 out of them were first place ribbons. And he's getting me all pumped up right now because he lives in Florida, and he's actually doing grow out tubs in his backyard in a little green, a little greenhouse. And he's gonna be doing shrimp. He put shrimp out there like a few days ago. So he's kind of like pushing me to want to do that. I mean, I can do that here year round. It's just I don't have the land. I have to have friends. I have to like just hit some friends up, start putting some tubs out. But I really want to do shrimp outdoors among many other fish. I mean, betta fish would be incredible down here outdoors. I could really go with that, and I'll keep it really, really natural and simple. Of course, guppies and a lot of other, live bears, and even some of these. I want to do the tetras outdoor too. I don't know. I just think it would work because of the temperature, the climate. I got the music rolling today, just a little spacey. Just wake up with your coffee, do a little meditation. The sun come through the window, right? Anyways, I'm losing it a little bit. I do have a new friend, a new part of the family here in the fish room. I have a betta fish. It is a betta splendens, and it is beautiful. I will reveal it this week. I'm trying to keep it kind of, I want to set a nice tank up for it. It is in a bowl right now. It's being cared for properly, but it is in a small bowl. But he's getting taken care of. But yeah, he's gonna be in a really nice little 3-gallon aquarium, and I'm gonna escape that and everything. I'm actually filming that today and literally staying up all night, and you guys will see it tomorrow morning. The hustle is on. But I'm really into wild fish, and when I started looking at betta fish, my thing was wild bettas. Specifically, I was really kind of more into that because that's just my thing, wild fish. So I didn't really plan on starting out with splendens, but honestly, realistically, I've never bred bettas, and I probably should start there. It's just the right thing to do. It's just, kind of be humble and start with splendens and work my way up into some different wild bettas. And I mean, there's some that require really special parameters in regards to the levels of salinity or the pH, really low pH, and but I love that challenge. That's the kind of stuff I'm into. So that's really where eventually I definitely want to get into more of the wild species, just because, and I love the tannins. Oh boy. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday morning. I'm totally just chilling out. I don't know. It was nice to be at the AquaShella. It was definitely, I think, very much a success in comparison to other conventions that I've been to. And the fact that it's the second time they've ever done it. And there was some little bits of issues here and there in regards to just the fact that we promoted it like crazy. All of us content creators really supported this event, and we all made content, and we really pushed it hard in social media across multiple platforms. And I think that was part of it. I mean, it's a good idea. It worked well. But we definitely, I think, are gonna need bigger venues and bigger venues. I think it could get really cool, especially with the combination of incorporating art with the hobby and really trying to make it more fun for younger people, just to kind of bring the youth into it, because that's the next generation of the hobby. So it's I think it's a cool event, and I do think it was a success no matter what. It was definitely very salty. I'm not going to try to complain or get too negative, but it was definitely pretty salty. I'm a freshwater kind of guy, and most of my viewers are freshwater, so I got B-roll of all of the freshwater aquariums that were there. I don't know how many were there, but there was some really nice vendors in the freshwater kind of world. But I really hope that we can get a lot more of them, and I think what it's going to take is really us as, you know, we have an influence. There's a lot of people here in the chat that are content creators, and I just think that we really do have an influence, and we can literally, you know, just need to go to these companies and be like, hey, you guys should come, you know. I mean, we're kind of promoting for AquaShella, but I mean, it would be nice to have more of these companies, there's freshwater companies there, and I think as it grows, it'll just naturally happen. Most definitely. Anyways, Priscilla, you made it. You're awake. You got your coffee? Stop hating on the salties. I don't hate on it. That's where I came from. I was born out of a saltwater house. My father still has, I think, 4 aquariums in his living room right now, all saltwater. So that's what I grew up with, honestly. I just like freshwater because I like plants, I think is what a big part of it is. I really love green. I mean, you look behind me and it's nice to know that none of that is plastic. All of that is real. That's all living. It's all life in a glass box. And I just, you know, I kind of have a green thumb. I love like gardening and stuff like that as well. So it's like gardening in a fish tank. Aquascaping is definitely something like I've never really jumped into it, but lately watching some of these contests, I would really like to even compete because I come from a family of artists. I love to do that kind of stuff. I just never really thought about it. Like I could actually go and compete. But you know, it would be fun. I really do enjoy aquascaping and the plants and stuff like that. So it's hard to, you know, saltwater is something that I know that I'll get into it. I'm afraid what will happen when that happens, but it's about being responsible. And when I know I live in a situation where the power is not very stable, as of like, you know, just like last Sunday, 8 hours like that, and no battery backup for 8 hours, like you kind of have to have somewhat of an infrastructure, like a real battery bank to like power something like that for 8 hours, at least to keep a pump circulating on a saltwater aquarium. But anyways, 8 hours, I would have been crying. I would have lost everything. Coral, fish would have started, you know, the toxicity in the water would have gotten high and the fish would start going, and everything would just, it would be a meltdown. 8 hours without electricity on a saltwater aquarium, just sitting there. And the fact of the matter, honestly, for me to do saltwater here in the Caribbean, I'd have to chill the tank, or spend a lot of money on air conditioning. I'm actually happy right now because now I'm living alone. I've been here long enough on the island. I enjoy warmer temperatures, so keep the AC off a lot more. And the tanks actually like the fish like that because I can get my water temperatures in my tanks up to 78, which is nice, 78, 79, if I don't run the AC too much. But if I don't run it at all, it can get too hot in here and the tanks can actually go 80, 81, 82. And then my angelfish start wanting to spawn, and it starts speeding up the metabolism on some of the other fish. I do actually have some cold water fish, so I kind of separate it. I have a styrofoam wall that's on the other side of the lights, and that divides my studio apartment, so that side stays warmer, and I keep some of my warmer fish over there, and I keep more of the cooler stuff in the living room for the most part. Priscilla says she's going half salty. That's awesome. No, I'm totally into it, and I watch saltwater content on YouTube, and I'm, you know, like I said, I grew up with it. It's just to me, it's part of being responsible. In my situation, I know that it's not the right time and place. Just like I'm really into snakes, and I just know right now is just not like my living situation for the most part. I could force something, but like it's not the right time and place for snakes, because that's something that I'm scared of too. Like I would go a little overboard with snakes maybe. It's a tough one. I grew up with a lot of snakes too, so I'm kind of, I've never really bred snakes, but it's always been something I've wanted to do. So, trying to, it's almost like an addiction. So I'm trying to stay away from it for right now because I know trouble. It's just trouble. Because then I start wanting to breed mice. Anyways, Priscilla, how are you? Good to see you. I made it for part of the stream. I fell asleep to the stream last night. I was trying to hold on there for a minute. Brackish. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I could do another brackish water aquarium. I just wanted to just work with the one for now. So that top tank there is brackish. And that's something I really... Brackish water, Blackwater, kind of like... Honestly, it's just... I like more natural biotopes. I like the real thing. You know, it's like... I like the green stuff in the aquascaping and like the pretty like... It's like a bouquet of flowers in an aquarium. But I also really like biotope tanks where it's like... This is reality in nature. And a lot of times in reality, it's just... You can't see through the water. Like there was stuff in Peru where there were fish like this close to me, and I had the GoPro and I'm underwater trying to film these fish, and I got the footage still. Just nothing. You can barely see the fish. It's like nothing to work with. But it's just the combination of tannins and some silt and stuff like that in the water. Like when you've got 3 feet of leaf litter at the bottom of that creek, you know. That's when I came home from Peru and I just wanted... I mean, I was into Blackwater before. That's where I went. But came back from Peru and I just started throwing leaves in all my aquariums. And now pretty much all of my tanks, except for like my aquascape stuff, with lots of plants, most of them have lots of leaf litter. And then like once every week or two, I boil a big pot of tannins, a big pot of leaves, a nice mix, and I just go around like it's... like a trick-or-treating or something, and just drop leaves in the tanks. Let's go through the room and drop them in all the tanks. Fish Tropic, what's up, Jason? How are you? Zoe, Kitty, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Well, it was really interesting though, because at the aquatic experience, at AquaShella, there was definitely a lot of frags, a lot of like rows of vendors with frags, and we all understand that, you know, this event was sponsored by Fritz Mardell, and a lot of their major customers are these big companies that sell, it's just their business. They're like they deal in frags and saltwater livestock, and they purchase a lot of Fritz salt, and so there's a lot of those companies that were there, and it made sense. I totally get it. I expected it to be really salty, and but it was interesting to see a lot of the freshwater, because most of the fish tube were freshwater, pretty much. I mean, to be completely honest about the situation, the fish tube is really more of a freshwater click community thing, community. But it was interesting to see a lot of us freshies like all looking at the salt, because there was so much of it, and everybody's saying it, and I see it in the chat. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking about going salty. Like, yeah, everybody was saying it. I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, it's beautiful stuff. I just don't want it to all melt down on me. I don't want to be like crying in my living room floor in front of a tank with like $8,000 worth of livestock all dead. That's my fear. You know, I did 2 months without electricity. I lost some plants. There wasn't a lot of photosynthesis in this room, but my fish all survived. I lost some Harlequin resporas. I think that was probably the weakest fish, the fish that suffered, the species that suffered the most loss, or any kind of real loss that I found after the storm, like counting fish, was the Harlequin resporas. But besides that, it was just, everybody was fine. The shrimp population of my Neocaridina shrimp, 2 months without power, just sitting in the dark, kind of, they dropped. They cut in half. But besides that, it was just like, fresh water. I could literally go outside and just have tanks and tubs and not even put an air stone in it, and I'd be okay, depending on the species. Anyways, this betta fish is awesome. I'm not naming it. I'm not naming it. I believe the parents are, it's a green copper and a blue splendens for the parents. I don't know which one was the male and the female, but I believe if Jordan's in here, alluring bettas. I'm sure he's chilling, maybe hanging out in the chat. I don't know. But I got the fish from him. It was a gift, and I really do appreciate it. And I just think it was like meant to be. So it's the right way to go. Start with splendens and then work my way into some wilds. But obviously we're talking about breeding. You know, it's not like not just to keep the fish. It's about breeding, understanding the courting behaviors of the fish and stuff like that. That's what I love about it. Like, to sit there for an hour in front of a fish tank and watch a species, especially something that's kind of like undescribed or doesn't have any real information in regards to the courting behaviors and the breeding behaviors of it and stuff like that, and to just sit in front of a tank for like an hour or more and just watch the fish kind of from afar, just watch what they're doing, just watch how they act, how the males and the females react to each other, look at where they want to spawn, and like that's the fun stuff to me about when it comes to fish keeping. Cause my blue tetras, I could sit there in front of that tank for an hour or two and just I've got these, it's actually matches. This is great. Okay, so I'm totally gonna go off subject here, but my headphone, it came off of the airplane. They're like the free ones from the airplane because I can't find my good ones. But these actually aren't too uncomfortable, and it matches my shirt. The red and the black goes with like the YouTube colors, so it actually kind of works with the t-shirt. Yeah. All right. Candy, thank you for putting out the links there. Yeah, the dried botanicals, I'm honestly kind of like, things have been rough here, and I don't like to make a big deal about it, but yeah, I've been hurting financially. I would not have been able to go to AquaShella if it wasn't for my supporters and my friends that really helped make that happen. It was very it would have been impossible because I really, you know, the combination of events lately, it's life, it's normal stuff, but yeah, things are tight right now, so but it's at the same time, this is really crazy because I guess I've always wanted to be like make a living out of being a content creator, and what's really weird and interesting has been happening lately is I'm getting a lot of work right now helping other people locally, just crazy other businesses locally, whether it be real estate and like tourism and stuff like that, that have come to me because they see me on Facebook and asking me for help with their YouTube channels or creating content for their Facebook page, you know, the different social platforms and stuff like that. So I've been doing some of this stuff on the side, and it's to the point where it's like it's my full-time thing right now. It's like I'm a full-time, I'm like this close to, I'm doing side work on the weekends and hustling, but I'm like this close to actually being a full-time content creator. Maybe not full-time at my channel, but full-time creating content, which is like, I'm just recently just realizing, I'm like, wow, like that's kind of cool. It's kind of scary. It's really scary because I'm working for myself at that point, independently, and it's like I've got to hustle and get that content out, or I can't pay the bills. So it's a really spooky thing to try to be doing, but at the same time, it's exhilarating and fun, and it's forcing me to even learn more and get, you know, pushing me to be better at content creation. So it's fun, but it's scary. It's scary as you know what. Yeah, double hockey sticks. for real, it's kind of spooky right now because the bills are always going to keep coming every month and you're like, oh my gosh. But when you're not going to like the normal 9 to 5, like I'm used to just going to work for 8 hours a day, clock in, clock out, get your money. And that's where this is kind of spooky because I have to get up, make my coffee, focus, go for a run or something, pump myself up, and then sit down at the computer and make pictures for other people. Not fish stuff. Not bad. Pictures of the beaches. I'm doing like tourism stuff and real estate photography and real estate vlogs. Yummy. Anyways, Waterbox, how are you? Good to see you, man. It was really cool hanging out with you. Really, I mean, because you're very inspirational to me, honestly, as a content creator. You do really good work, and yeah, it was cool to hang out. I really didn't film a lot. It was actually, you kind of pumped me up there at the end of the whole thing to do that interview with Project Piaba. Like, that was like the only interview I did. I was in a weird space because I was really just like soaking it all up and just taking in the experience, like the first AquaShella, because it is totally different than like the aquatic experience. Anything more of a corporate trade show kind of like event. You know, just like standard little rows and boxes. It was, you know, pretty crazy. Very cool, very cool, but different. And I was just kind of like having fun with the community, and I should have like, normally I would get like 20 interviews, but there's so many people there too, and everybody's getting content. It was just like, it's good, it's all right, I'm having fun. The next time around though, here in Chicago, I think I'll be different because I will have like soaked it up. I got it in my system, like I get it, I get the layout, kind of how it goes, and I'll come in with a plan and go to town a little bit on some content. But I mean, how many videos are you gonna make about a 2-day event, honestly? Yeah, you kind of had to, talk me, push me into the interview and run the camera. It was good though. You know, the audio is, I normally have a microphone, but the cord was lost or stashed somewhere. The actual microphone cord. Normally I have my little reporter microphone, and that's kind of was part of the problem because I couldn't find that cord. So all I had was my mic on the camera, and when it comes to interviews and a loud event, especially like the DJs and music, I kind of that was kind of what was bumping me out a little bit too. Yeah, it was really cool how we were right in the center of everything. And honestly, I really don't have much of a problem with the fact that the pet community was there too, because it was nice to see that niche, because we're kind of related. I mean, fish are pets. I look at pets, I like fish kind of differently. I have my own, I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole, but like to me, we're considered fish keepers, not like fish owners, like a pet owner. To me, there's a responsibility and a respect that I have for fish, and just like I used to be a beekeeper, it's like you don't own bees. When bees want to go, they're gonna go. When the queen's ready to go and she wants to take the hive, take everybody and split, they swarm away and it's over. So it's like, and that's how I look with like fish. We're keepers of them. We're curating them. We're preserving their genetics and celebrating them and enjoying them and stuff like that. But we don't really own them. You know, they're just like we don't own each other. They're a living thing, and they deserve that respect, just like anything. I mean, that's how I would treat a cat or a dog or anything, any animal that's in my life. It's part of the family kind of thing. So I just look at it a little bit deeper, but I'm not saying anything about the pet community. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just running off on a tangent for a second. But it was really nice to see the two communities come together. It really was, like, because you could sit there and talk about things, and some of them do keep fish. So it was cool. It's cool to see the mix of stuff. And I don't know. We'll see more freshwater. I know. We all together will make this happen. There will be more freshwater. I have, you know, I really want. I've been pushing to want my aquarium box to be there. There's just a lot of companies that that should have been there, and I know that it's early, but I think the demand is there. I think there was a lot of people looking for freshwater, so you know, if companies were to say, oh, I don't think it's worth my time and energy to be at this event because it's so salty, but you know, the truth is a lot of people there wanted freshwater stuff, so they should have been there. It wasn't just saltwater buyers and consumers, you know, whatnot. Yeah, I keep trying to keep it positive, but I'm just trying to keep it on AquaShella, and I'm thinking, you know, there were a couple of things that were rough, and more than a few people in this chat right now can attest to this. For one, the traffic, the roads, Google Maps, or whatever, the whole thing. That place is designed to just get you lost. A nightmare. Dallas, just no. Just stay out of there. Stay out of there. It's better to just stay out of there. I don't know. It was rough. Getting lost. I think, and the lack of good food. Like, we were working hard to try to find good food. There was some good barbecue spots. I know that Haley got lucky and Lucas got lucky and found a cool barbecue spot, and I was very, very jealous about that. It's like, I wanted to be in that car. Why wasn't I in that car for that moment? Because that's all I wanted. I wanted some good, like, just meat, just chill, just, you know, traditional local food, some brisket, something like that, you know. But yeah, it's spooky driving, and the way things would go, like, you're sitting there and the map, you know, your little phone is telling you to go this way, and you're looking at it going, no, I can't go that way. Like, yeah, I mean, it was, and took us to some really spooky parts of town too. The hotel was nuts. The hotel was pretty wild. It was like an art exhibit, the whole hotel. I guess supposedly the history on the hotel was that it was like run down and abandoned, and some guy like fought the city to finally get it. It's in a really rough part of town, and he took over it, and like every room is like an art exhibit. Like the art on the walls, there's literally art on the ceilings. It's crazy. Murals on the walls, the carpet, everything, the wall of eyes, the hallway of eyes. That was kind of spooky. I didn't even want to. I like looked into it. And I'm like, I don't even need to walk through there. No, that's cool. I'm all right with that. It's creepy to me. Yeah, it was a really cool hotel though. I have to be honest. Like artistically, like I'm being an artist kind of person. Like a lot of crazy abstract stuff. It was fun. I feel like the hotel matched kind of AquaShella, like all the colors and all that, and they totally matched. They just should have been right next to each other. That was the problem. That was the problem. Yeah, but they totally, I get, like, they were perfect. They were a perfect match for each other, just not close enough. Uh-oh, Jimmy's lurking. Watch out. Shh, everybody, don't. Shh. Jimmy's here. But yeah, I will reveal this beta fish tomorrow. I'm gonna stay up all night editing, filming, editing. But I can do that now because I don't have anybody to throw things at me or yell at me for like turning the house into a studio at midnight or 10 o'clock or whatever. But so, you know, I keep saying you're gonna see stuff coming. Definitely, I still have the dog and the cat here, which need to still go away. I'm not gonna get into that subject so much, but in the end, I'm gonna be able to like do whatever I want whenever I want. So the house is pretty much a recording studio / fish mad scientist laboratory, to be completely honest. You know, it's anyways. So I will be doing some live streams. I'm looking at doing something during the week. I don't like to do too many live streams. Like, I just don't want to get down that path of like just doing live streams. And no offense to, just how I've always preached, like, making content, making actual videos, making content, and that's where it's at. And I don't want to get carried away doing too many live streams, but I would love to do one during the week somewhere in there, or like on an evening, because I feel like there's a lot more, I get more viewers, much more of an audience, and people, and different people. I get to hang out with different people that would be around watching content at that live streams at that time. And so someday during the week here, I gotta come up with something, but that's coming as well. What did you get into? What did you get into? Oh, that's awesome. There's probably something going on in the kitchen that I don't know about, that I probably want to know about. The dog has something out of the garbage. This is great. So I'm sitting here streaming while the cat and the dog are teaming up together to get into the garbage can. Jasper? Not even. You just, no. That's bad. I can't even. What do we got? I got 20 minutes. 22 minutes. I might have to get up and go in there and yell in a minute. I might have to get up there. I mean, for real, like the garbage can. 1 second. Hey, what are you two doing? No, not even. Excuse me. You guys are being bad. Bad. All right, we're back. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Good. All right. Paper airplanes. All right, let's get this off of my ugly mug. Well, let me show why not. I never try to do, I don't like the whole commercially thing, but hey, I do appreciate Candy for throwing out the links and stuff like that, but I do want to go ahead and throw up some t-shirts here. Like, I don't know, I probably went a little overboard on this, but I just wanted to create some cool shirts. There's just, and I'm actually, I didn't really plan to do it this way, but like I've created so much of a campaign on Teespring. Like if you actually, there's some people that just make money on Teespring. Like that's what they do. They just make like stores on Teespring of different genres, of different niches, and go crazy. And I wasn't really trying to do that, but I've like 23 different t-shirt designs. I just went nuts over a couple of days and just started making t-shirts. And so there's all kinds of stuff in there. There's stuff for people that are into guppies, betta fish, just fish stuff. I love this one, that the Carradina University. It's kind of cool with the shrimp and the crest. Anyways, but it's there. But I'm losing it. But what I was getting into is that I'm actually selling shirts on Teespring. Like they're promoting it because I have such a large store. They're promoting this stuff, and I'm actually making sales. I don't get the same amount of money when I get a sale through like Teespring's website, but I do get a cut. I get like $5 or $6 when they sell a shirt or something like that. So that's been cool. I've been getting some sales that way, and I didn't really expect that. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying. I had a good time. I stayed up late like 2 days in a row and just went nuts on t-shirt designs. But let me go ahead and switch it over. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you one of my favorite tanks just for a minute here while we're chilling, so you're not just staring at me. This is one of my more heavily planted tanks. I think it doesn't look like it, but there's about 18 different species of plants in there right now. And I got like 3 tanks right now that need to be scaped. Who we got up in here? Dan Slee, how are you? I don't know if I saw, did you just get up in here? Good to see you here. Full Moon Aquatics, how are you? Deanna, how are you? Chris, did I say hi to you? I'm sorry. And thank you for the t-shirt, Chris. I really do appreciate that t-shirt. I haven't gotten the new car smell off of it. You know what I mean? That's funny with the Teespring stuff. They come in, they kind of smell like vinegar when they're brand new. After they print, they have like this white vinegar smell. If anybody else has experienced that, don't think I'm crazy, but it has, you know, they had that same smell from when mine come in from Teespring. But thank you for the t-shirt. I really do appreciate it. I did get some cool shirts. I got the fish tube shirt, of course. I've got a shirt from him. I also got the AquaShella shirt, the yellow one for like the supporter shirt for working on the booth. I unplugged and took all the wiring and all this lighting from behind me and some extra stuff and my soundboard, and just to bring whatever extra I could bring to help support kind of the booths for our live streaming and just to make it happen. You know, I just wanted to make sure that if I could do something, I knew that was probably the best thing I could bring, you know, so that's what I brought. And it was cool. I think it was really, really fun. It's the biggest thing that I think us as a community have done, as a niche on YouTube, as a community that we've done in real, you know, out there in the public in real life. I mean, to have like the picture spot, and then like Joey did his talk, and afterwards he says, "Oh, everybody come over to the YouTube booth. I'll be over there taking pictures." Because we had the backdrop, like the professional backdrop, and I had my lights coming up on it. It was really nice. And so he shows up, and the whole place is just like, there's a huge line down through the event, and the place was like locked up for half an hour, 45 minutes while he took pictures and signed things. But it was just cool to see us, like the whole community kind of coming together, just being honest that like, it's all about the fish, man. It's not about egos. It's not about anything personal in the end. We're fish nerds. I think I speak for most all of us out here, and everybody hanging out watching. What is it, 35 people right now? I don't know if my counter froze. It likes to freeze. But we're just fish nerds. It's about the fish. We love the fish. For me, the fish come first. My fish eat before me. You know what I mean? Like, they come first. It's a responsibility. I feel like every fish I buy, and I'm not the kind of, I don't usually buy a fish. I mean, I'm not like a monster fish keeper. I'm more of a nano fish kind of guy. So like, I buy fish, I buy a school of them. I buy a tank, I have like a species tank, and I try to respect them and try to curate the genetics and make sure I keep it clean. I just feel like, you know, I don't want to get too super deep, but you know, I was raised around the Native American culture, and I feel like we are like curators of the earth. Not to get crazy deep, and you know, we're here to protect the earth and curate it and take care of it. And you know, when you take possession of something like that, you bring it into your home, and there's a responsibility for that. You know, and you know, anybody who comes to me, beginner fish keepers, you know, I'm always going to tell them, like, research and learn. Like, take responsibility for what your actions, what you're going to do, and learn about it. Don't just buy the fish and bring it home and plop it into a tank. Like, you really research it and treat it with, you know, treat it with the same respect that you would want any other larger animal that wanted to put you in a fish tank would treat you with, right? Like, imagine if you're a fish and you're getting plopped into a tank, plopped and dropped out of a bag into a tank and thrown into a higher pH and 10 degree warmer water. Anyways, we won't get so deep there. We'll stay off like that. But yes, responsible fish keepers and best practices, that's what I'm all about. And curating genetics and conservation. That's really my road that I plan on going down here. Is I really want to be more involved with curating genetics, and not just curating stuff that's like what's in, what's hot, like what's the hype thing. Like, I mean, don't want to rant here, but I mean, like, when it comes to betta fish, what is the big betta fish that everybody's gotta have? What is it? It's the macrostoma. You gotta have a macrostoma. It's the rare and expensive and this and that. And it's like, there's so many other species out there that need love and are even more rare, or have extinct locations, and like, it just doesn't. It's funny. So I'm not about like just running down that road of like what's popular in rare or protected. Like right now, I mean, a big one too, and the live bears is the Amicus splendids. Like, everybody wants to have the Amicus splendids, and of course I like jumped on that bandwagon from it there, and I was like, yeah, I'd want to have them, you know, and I still do. But at the same time, like, And I'm not crapping on anybody that keeps any of these fish, please. It's not my point. I'm just saying what I would, the road I'm trying to go down. Just because, I don't know. I'd like to be able to feel like I'm actually making a difference. It's like if everybody else has got the Amica Splendids, like now I really don't want them because other people are taking care of that. Like it's taken care of. Like there's enough people breeding Amica Splendids or captively breeding macrostomas in captivity that like I don't need to mess with that. Like I can work on something else. You know what I mean? I guess that's what I'm getting at. Totally not trying to like get on anybody. And I said, like, I'm looking in the chat. I'm like, I know like 3 people in here that are keep this fish. I'm like, no, it's not what. It's totally not what I mean. I think you guys know. I don't mean. I'm not. Eh. Anyways, all right, Jasper, get out from underneath the desk. Ooh, I can't wait for this cat to be gone. This cat has actually like chewed up hundreds of dollars worth of my wires right now. Did I say thank you to Ginger Graves for that super chat? I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna finish my sentence and then I'm gonna thank her, and then I never think I never think I did. Woo! I don't think I said thank you for that super chat, but I really do appreciate that. If she is still here, I don't know why I just being so bad today. I need to get up. I need to get in line here. I need to get it together. I have to say that yeah, things have been mixed up here in the home front, and I'm still waiting. I feel like once this cat and the dog are gone, and I can, I want to do a serious deep clean, because for me in this hobby, the cat and the dog dander, I'm just very much like a laboratory kind of guy. I want to clean, and I just really want to get this hair and the dander and just do some like multiple deep cleans and just really try to just, you know, just really clean this place up and get it tight. Just for the, you know, for the fish. It's like I live in a fish room. That's the way what I've done to myself. And I'm totally okay with it. Totally okay with it. Oh, water box. Okay, I'm losing everybody. I'm being bad, obviously. Full Moon, you have a good one. Take care. I'm offended, you're offended. I'm really excited with my mosses. I am, actually. I've kind of started a little bit of a collection. It's something I've always wanted to go. I kind of wanted to go down the road, the moss road. And one dreamy thing that I've always wanted to do is do like a tank that's all mosses. You know, just a collection of different mosses, and that's it for plants. That's something I want to do one day. Just in kind of, you know, just scape it out, make it cool, but just have like 13, 14 different species of mosses in, you know, in the same tank. One thing I didn't point out is I do have babies, and I found these just the other day in this tank that we're looking at now. There is, you'll see them around. They're kind of hanging out in the grass and in the back in the Hygrophila and the Rotella and stuff. But there's baby guppies in there, and I really didn't plan it. Oh, I did. I mean, obviously I put the fish together, but you can see that these fish are wore out and they're on their way out, and I'm just giving them a nice end of their life. I'm just nothing else to do. Just let them live out their life. That's kind of how I am with my old guppies. Just try to just give them a good life. But they're like both hunchbacked and anyways. But I do have some fry that popped up in there from a younger female that I did put in there recently, trying to see if I get the male to breed with her. Just to, you know, one last chance to see if I can get some genetics out of the male. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I only have like 2 fry in there. Oh, what is S-E-K? I don't even... It doesn't say where he's from. William Jansen, thank you for the 50... Yeah, I don't know if that's Danish, Dutch, Swedish. I don't know what kind of money is it. What kind of currency is that? But thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to see we have viewers from around the globe. I do have a lot of viewers in crazy places like India and the Philippines and Indonesia and stuff like that, and I love that. Just, it's nice to be like global and not just like, you know, honestly, obviously, you know, the majority of my views come from the United States. Swedish, awesome, very cool. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is cool to see people from everywhere, you know, and I really want to do more interviews with people in other parts of the world. It was really nice to make the timing work in regards to the time zones and do, psst, hey cat, jeez, you know, be able to do that stream with Mark Shrimp Tanks in, you know, he's in Norway, but to be able to do a live stream with somebody like on the other side of the globe, pardon me. Whoo! Yes, sir. Yeah, but to be able to do a live stream on the other side of the globe or something and make it work is really cool. This cat is getting crazy on me. And if you get near that button, I have a power supply over here, you know, with like the main button, and the cat, if that cat touches, like steps on that power button, this whole thing's done. Stream is over. But it looked like it's 1:53 right now. I've totally just been rambling and just wanted to just chat about AquaShella, chill out, hang out with you guys. This is all about the community to me. You know, like I said before, I'm sitting here on this island in the Caribbean and I really don't have much community. And getting to go to these events and hang out with meet you all in person, and to do this live stream on Sunday and hang out and just geek out and talk about fish, because like, you know, you can't, you know, the awkward fish nerd thing, you can't be out in like public. You start, you know, sitting down somewhere having lunch or something and start talking about fish. Everybody looks at you like you're weird. So no, it's nice to have this time to just sit here and hang out with a bunch of people and talk fish talk fish nerd stuff, geek out. It is really cool. You know, I appreciate this platform, and I'm just trying to do everything I can to just like stay clean and stay on YouTube's good side and just enjoy it for what it is. But you know, I appreciate all the support that I get from all of you. It means a lot. It really does. It's the motivation to keep doing this stuff. You know, it gets, you know, like right now, things are tough at home, and you know, just trying to just hustle and work hard to make the money and do what I need to do. And I don't know, it's just nice to have the community to fall back onto and to chat with, even privately, just communicate and talk about things. And just, you know, the motivation to always, you know, I'm always motivated to make content, whether it comes out or not. I'm always working on stuff, and I'm always trying to put together another piece of content. I feel like I kind of have a responsibility. Being this deep in it, you know, I kind of get a little obsessed about it. I think some of us get into that loop where it's like, I gotta get this out, or I gotta live stream, or, you know, I don't know. It gets a little bit insane sometimes, but it's all for the love of the fish in the end, to be completely honest. I mean, it all comes back to the fish. And I hope that some of you guys will be at AquaShella in Chicago. That's going to be fun. I definitely look forward to that. I still look forward to the aquatic experience as well, because that's just so heavy on the freshwater side. I need to get that fix. I'm bummed that I won't be able to do the AGA. Next year would be fun to do, not next year, but in 2 years to do the AGA. That will be nice. I'm planning on that. And we'll just see. I need this house to settle. I want my home to settle. I want to clear this out. And I mean, to be completely candid with you guys and be honest, like, I just need to kind of like I'm kind of in a low and just kind of processing stuff I need to go through here and deep clean my house and kind of do an inventory of my life, you know, being single all of a sudden again, and it's just part of it. It needs to be done, and just clear the house out, and it mentally helped, you know, clear everything out. And I think I'm gonna get a little crazy. There's gonna be some fun content. I'm totally into continuing to do the microscopy live. If there's people that are into that, I'd like to do that. I don't want to really be boring for some, you know, some people. I don't want to bore people, but I might do like an hour long or an hour and a half long like live stream during the week in the future here, doing that. That would be fun, separate from like an actual like hangout and talk show live stream thing. Just to do the microscopy live is so much fun. I've been saging it. I just set it over to the other side so it's not on camera, but I've been burning sage for 2 weeks. I mean, I grew up Native American, like that's like my religion. I don't want to go down that road either, but you know, that's where my faith lies. That's the way I was raised. I don't try to make a big deal. People see me on Facebook, sometimes they'll see my posts in regards to that stuff, but that's where it's at. And for me, and like, yeah, for me it's all about like just sweeping and mopping and cleaning the walls, just clean the whole house top to bottom, and burn some sage and just keep sweeping and mopping. I want the dog hair out of here. I want the dander out of here. I want to shake this place out like shaking a rug out, and clear my mind and clear my soul a little bit. And then I'm gonna bust out some content is what I'm gonna do. Bust out some content and have fun, because pretty much at this point I've got you can't see this, but I will share this with people at one point. I'm sure some people might be interested in just like what I work with, but like I've got 4 hot lights flashing in my face right now, and a whole setup. But I'd love to share that too. But like I've got my studio here, and then the rest of the house is a fish room. You know, this is like my show tanks behind me, and then my kitchen is my kind of lab space. It's like it's a kitchen and I cook in it, but it's kind of like half fish lab, with everything I need in there for quarantine and medicating and all my other racks, all my other projects and stuff like that. If I had a backyard, you would know about it, because I would have made content a year ago with grow out tubs. I have a fire escape, and then there's this little piece of land back there, and I actually have a tub that I put out there a long time ago, and there's this rose bush that always gets overgrown. It's a tiny little patch of dirt. It's not even legally my land, and I'm not supposed to be doing it, but I tried to put guppies out there at one point, and I think that without shade the sunlight was too bright, and it just, water temperatures got too hot in there, and who knows what happened. But no, if I have friends that have been offering me land, some spots to put some tubs, so that's gonna happen in the future for sure too. I do have some local wild guppies that I put into a cistern, and that was cool. I went and I revisited the cistern yesterday and looked inside, and they've been in there for about 6 months. Now, like I said, these were wild caught locally from a creek not too far from the property, and then put into the cistern, like just the water tank for the property, one of the water tanks. And the thing holds like 300 gallons, and there are some huge females in there, like wild guppies, and big fat females, and there's just big schools of fry at the surface of the water. But what's cool is the tank is clear, like, and no mosquitoes. Like, that's the whole point. A lot of people here for hundreds of years have put what they call mosquito fish, or still probably like wild guppies or minnows or whatever, but they would put them into their cisterns to control the mosquito population in there. And but what's really cool is that the water is just really clean. You can see the bottom, you can see everything that's going on in the tank when the sunlight's shining into it. But I definitely want to get some fish out of there, just get some of these schools of fry that are at the top and grow them out. But I've also been thinking about, like, it just made me realize, like, that I know I can do so many fish outside without a problem at all. So, and believe it or not, I've been on Amazon looking at baby pools because right here I have about a 3 to 4 foot, well, what, 1, 2, 3. I can make it what I want to make it, but I could put like a 4x6 or whatever it is, or 4x10 or whatever baby pool in my living room. But you know what I would do? I would do shrimp in it. I would end up doing shrimp. I would do shrimp or something crazy like some kind of tetra and try to get some fish to breed in there, do some baskets and make some, just get like a fish to spawn in the baby pool, get the species to spawn, and like it be in a net basket, a floating basket, and then all the eggs fall through the basket and just spawn the tank like crazy, and then pull them out and just grow out 100, 200 of whatever it is in my living room in a baby pool. Oh, it sounds like fun. And yes, if I could if I could take a cistern and just use it for fish, like an actual concrete cistern of a house, just have a huge, might as well just do koi. Except it's too cold, too hot here. Koi need a colder water. They're just too warm here. Goldfish and koi are not the right fish for this climate, for the temperature. Okay, I'm totally, yeah, I'm over the 2-hour mark. I see a lot of people that are trying to take it seriously to stay under 59 minutes. I think it preserves some of the analytics somehow if you stay under the hour based on the numbers of views and things like that. I don't know. But I should probably get out of here. I should most definitely get out of here because I'm really just rambling, and I got some crazy spacey music going on behind me now. Bunch of beeping and weirdness. Beeping and weirdness. And I shouldn't touch anything. I'm too close to the end. Anyways. Alright, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm going to pull it together. Pull it together. Just give me whatever. It's been a couple of crazy weeks, and I got too much going on around here. But I know things will calm down, and everything will calm down. But thank you guys so much for hanging out on the Sunday morning, if it's still morning for you, or afternoon. I really do appreciate all your support and all y'all hanging out. It's really, really, it means a lot to me. It definitely does. You guys are my fish keeping community. You're my fish club, pretty much. and I appreciate it. Thank you, Candy, for all of your hard work. I appreciate you putting out all those links. It means so much. I really do appreciate you being here like every Sunday. All of you out there for hanging out. Thank you guys so much. Diva, good to see you here. Lunar Betas, it's good to see you as well. All right, you guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Like I said, if the weather is good and it's not snowing, get outside. Go hang out with your family. Just hang out with your family. Go clean a fish tank. Go clean a fish tank. No, you know, take care of your fish. Love your animals. Love your families. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.